Alright guys, welcome to another video. In today's video, we are in the 2017 Ford Super Duty F-250. Now, starting off with the outward appearance of the F-250, I'm going to start off with the front because it is my favorite part of this truck. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous because it is ginormous. A whole bunch of chromas on the front of this thing. Ford resculpted the headlights not too long ago. I mean, everything on this truck just flows so nicely. It's so much testosterone, and I feel like that's kind of weird to say that there's testosterone in the truck, but this thing definitely has. I mean, the front of this thing just screams America. You know, Americans, that's how we like our trucks over here. We just like them big, beefy, and everything up front just screams that, and I just love it. I mean, like I said, just a whole bunch of chrome, and it's just so nice thing. It almost like those headlights, in a way, in my opinion, those headlights up front, they look like something from Tron with the daytime running lights going and everything. I mean, it is just absolutely menacing, the front of this truck. Seeing this behind you, especially with the small how high this truck sits behind you, if you're sitting in traffic and this truck is behind you, I mean, you're gonna definitely look at this truck and be like, wow, that thing can probably haul a butt ton of things. And it really can. This truck has so many features, it can do so many things, and I'll get to that in this video, but this is definitely an awesome truck. So leaving the front of the vehicle, you also have the side of the truck. You see your 4x4 signs, you see your F-250, your 6.7 liter turbo diesel badging on the side of the vehicle, which I think is pretty cool. It reminds you, or tells people that this is a diesel, not a gas truck and stuff like that. And I think that's really cool that they have the badges on the side of the truck that signify that. Moving towards the rear of the vehicle, you of course have your tailgate. Now the tailgate in this truck, actually you can drop it with the key fob, and all you do is have to hit the button twice and it'll come right down. And of course in this truck, this is the Platinum edition, so in this truck you have the option of the step. So basically the integrated trailer step allows you to hop into the truck, especially for someone like me being 5'9". That is very, very appreciated, especially with the size of this truck, because it is just ginormous. I mean, that step back there definitely helps me hop right into the back. You also have running boards that retract and extend as you get in and out of the vehicle, which, me being only 5'9", yet again, I'm letting you know that this makes it a lot easier to get into this truck. Even if you're not 5'9", I mean, just if you're not, you'd have to be at least 6'5" or maybe 6'4" to get into this truck easily and out, just hopping in. I mean, it definitely helps having running boards down there, and I like how they fold in and retract, because the ability for them to retract in really makes this truck look a lot slimmer and stuff. I get just a better overall appearance when they're not hanging there all the time. So I really like that feature of this truck. Moving on into the interior of this truck, now there is a whole bunch of stuff that I'm about to tell you guys about. I'll just start off with, first of all, the seats. Now these seats, they have the Platinum emblem in them, and you know, a lot of people, they see that stuff and they think it's nice to have it there, but they're like, well, am I gonna feel that when I'm sitting down and stuff like that? And I can tell you, no, you're not. The seat still feels very comfortable, very, very nice seat. Actually, these are actually massage chairs up here in the front. Now that seems crazy to a lot of people, that you would have massage chairs while you're driving and stuff like that. Say you're a hard worker or something like that, you just get off work and you want to massage or something like that. This can massage your lower, this can massage your bottom, and it can also massage your back. And I just think that is nice. I was using them earlier. I've used them in a Lincoln vehicle before. They are very nice, and I think that is great that this truck has it right here in the driver's seat, in the passenger seat. You can have a nice massage. You can adjust these seats any way you want. You also have these pedals down here that retract and extend towards your body depending on your size and whatnot, and that's also nice depending on how tall you are and whatnot. So you don't just have to rely on the seat being able to move. You can also move the pedals towards you or away from you. That's very nice. Also, in the interior of the truck, you cannot help but notice this giant glass roof that you have right above me. I mean, just looking up and out of it, it is so nice to look up and see, let all that light in and everything like that, especially when you have all the windows down in this truck. You let so much air in and you can really breathe. You don't always have to have the air conditioning on. You can just, especially like on spring days or nice fall days where it's not too hot, not too cold, you can have everything open and just cruise on in this truck and do whatever you're doing, whether it be a construction site, whether it be going to a lake, towing your boat or something like that. It's just really nice to have all that. So moving on to the steering wheel of this truck. Now the steering wheel of this truck is really nice, really big, easy to grab onto. You have these nice buttons on here for sync. You have these buttons right here to navigate on your radio on Sync 3, and I'll get to that later. Then you also have these buttons on the steering wheel that allows you to control the screen that's behind the steering wheel. The screen is located between your RPMs and your miles per hour. It displays things like your fuel economy, your off-road status. You can configure it to display certain things like a compass, and you know, a lot of stuff like diesel fluid gauge. You have your boost gauge because this is a 6.7 liter V8 with a turbo diesel, so you know, it's good to know how much boost you're pushing and stuff like that. Make sure everything's going in order, because you know, when you're touring a large load, you don't want to have anything going bad. This truck also comes with a thing like a backup camera. Now the thing with the backup camera is just not a backup camera. This camera also comes with the ability to see basically 360 around the truck, so I can see what's in front of me, behind me, because this is such a big truck. I mean, you can only see so much with just one camera, so Ford decided to put cameras all around, and you can literally see a 360 degree view of what is around you, and that is just really awesome if you're going in reverse, especially in a truck like this, because your turning radius isn't that great, and a whole bunch of other factors that really limit your visibility in this truck. So you would really like something like that, especially if you're doing tight maneuvering, whether it be in a parking lot, construction yard, or something like that. Moving forward in the interior of this truck, you also have this very nice sync display screen right here, and it's very responsive. I mean, as most people know, if you've dealt with Sync 3 before or anything like that, it's very fast, very responsive. I can sit here, touch navigation, audio, climate. I can control the air conditioning just right here by the touch screen. I also have these nice buttons that are located right below the screen if I don't want to have to worry about that. You also have your radio, and that's all right there, your presets. You can have a lot of presets on this radio. You also have your navigation. Now this also comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and I plan on making a detailed video on how everything works in Sync 3 and how Android Auto and Apple CarPlay work as well, because this is just a phenomenal system, and I really want to go more in depth on this vehicle. But if I did go more in depth, it'd probably be a good 45-minute video, so I'm not going to keep you guys too long. But definitely Sync 3 is an awesome system that I think really, if you have the ability to get it, you should definitely look into it and try and go ahead and grab it. All right, so now what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and take this truck on the road. Now I'm not going to do any towing or anything like that, but I will tell you guys how this thing rides, because it is a big truck, and I'll give you an idea of someone around my size, 5'9", who doesn't really drive too many trucks. I'll give you my impressions of it. Say this might be your first truck vehicle, and I'll let you know how it feels. And if you're used to trucks, then I'll just tell you, you know, your general information about what it's doing and whatnot. So let's go ahead and turn her on, and everything starts right up. And of course, you have the built Ford Tough logo that just smashes to the ground on the screen. And I love it. And you have this diesel, and actually this gets me to the sound of the vehicle. The diesels over the past couple of years, at least in Ford, have gotten quieter, which is really nice. And I still think they still have this nice diesel purr, what I call it, like a diesel purr that happens. I think it's really nice that it's still, if you're by the truck, you can hear it, but now it's not so loud. Like you go to a 2007 Super Duty or something like that, and the thing's just loud, just, you know, just making a whole bunch of noise, and it's just idling. So now trucks are a lot quieter, a lot more refined, and honestly, that's really the way I should describe this truck. Is it's really refined, and it can still do so much work. So let's go ahead and take on the road, and I'll tell you guys how it drives. So setting off in the 2017 Ford F-250 Super Duty, this thing has a lot of power behind it. It has 420 horsepower. It is a turbo 6.7 liter diesel V8 engine, and it has, like I just said, 420 horsepower, and I think 890 pound-feet of torque. That is ridiculous. I'm gonna say it one more time. 890 pound-feet of torque. This thing can haul, I think it tows between 12,000 to 13,000 pounds. You can feel it when you're driving. I mean, literally, I've never sat so high in a vehicle while driving. I mean, like, this truck just feels magnificent sitting up this high. You know, like, just looking around, you have great visibility all around you. Now, of course, your visibility is kind of limited when you're you know, in a small space. You know, you can't see right in front of the truck, right behind the truck, what's right there beside me or behind me, but you still have great visibility all around outside of the vehicle. I mean, these very big windows, boxy windows, you can see everything. Especially, I already mentioned with the 360 camera, so being in little tight predicaments aren't really that big of a deal. And I can tell you, this truck, you know, the ride quality of it is pretty nice. It's still, the suspension is pretty, you know, I wouldn't say it's too bouncy. It's actually pretty smooth, especially with these seats. I'm actually getting massage right now as I'm speaking right now, and it's really nice in this truck. The seats are still cooling me, so not only am I getting massage, but my seat is also being cooled right now, and I think this is just very nice that this truck is doing this. You also have, earlier actually, I was trying to merge over in traffic, and there's actually a car that's about to drive by me now, and as it did, the light for the blind spot indicator actually turned on, letting me know that there was someone in my blind spot. And basically I waited until they were out of my blind spot, and then I went ahead and made my maneuver into the next lane. Now, I'm not trying to do a full throttle run in this truck because, like I said, this is a truck made for towing, but I will go ahead and see how it gets up to speed here in a second. Okay, we're going to start from about 10 miles an hour and just go ahead and give it a little gas, not all the way to the floor though. And you definitely do hear the turbo spooling up, and we're doing about, you know, 50 miles an hour. I wasn't on the gas that much at all right there. And this truck definitely accelerates pretty smoothly. It gets up to speed pretty quick. Of course, it's not a Mustang or anything fast like that, but it definitely does its job. It gets up, it moves. You can tell that it really wants to tow something. I mean, this thing, I said like around 12 to 13,000 pounds this thing can tow. I mean, it is ridiculous. Knowing that you have that much power under the hood to tow something that size is just great. You have all that torque to move in the world. And even this truck also has lane keep assist, like the Raptor that I drove yesterday actually. You can basically, you know, it lets you know if you're going to the lane, the oncoming lane of traffic, or if there's another lane and you're drifting off, the truck will help you stay in that lane, and it'll just kind of buzz the steering wheel a little bit, and then, you know, you'll just keep basically stay more alert about it. And it's really nice that the truck reminds you, because this is a very, very big truck, you know, but it's still in a way easy to drive, because if you find it hard to drive at first, there's so many assists that this truck has on it to basically help you drive the vehicle, and I think it's very nice that this truck does that. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll down the windows just to show you guys, because this thing has so much air that can flow into it. And as you can already see that, I mean, just rolling down all the windows on it, then I can open up the sunroof, and so much air is in here, and it's not too much to where, you know, like it's just windy, but it feels just right. I feel like in a way there's almost, I would compare it to almost like a T-top in a Corvette or something like that, because there's so much air, so much light that comes in. It's a really nice day. You can really appreciate it in the truck like this. Say you just get off work or something like that, and I think that's really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and roll these windows back up just to make sure you guys can hear me. But wrapping up my time in the 2017 Ford F-250, I can tell you that this is a very nice, big, and capable truck of doing the, you know, just about anything. I mean, it has very nice luxury. Now, of course, it's not as ridiculous as the Raptor or anything like that, but I'm smiling because I'm listening to that turbo and the diesel. Oh my goodness, man, that's definitely a soundtrack you don't hear every day. Drop a like on this video if you like this truck or anything like that. If you would like to learn more about this truck, go ahead and head on over to Capital Ford here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Great guys, great people. They'll work out this truck. This is a used vehicle, has about 11,000 miles on it, and it still feels like it's brand new. A lovely color. Everything about this truck is just very nice. So be safe, be holy. Catch you guys in another video.